morning. It's the 27th of May 2022 and it's 7:34 in Lewis and probably 7:34 elsewhere as well. You're listening to Rouser Radio, emanating from the White Hart, right in the centre of the town. And it's a lovely day. It's almost hitting 20 degrees out there. And only a light breeze. No rain. A day to enjoy. Ben Sound Buddy, and again thanks to those people at Ben Sound who let us use a bit of their music for free. It's very kind of them, and it helps a great deal. Friday. I said that on Friday we tend to aim towards the end of the week. A lot of people just are simply not going to work. The bus was empty this morning, and whether we can keep that up, I have no idea. The government is splashing out largesse again. What you want to bet that by the time I've looked through it, I'll have benefited not a bit at all. But there we are. That's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. And that is what the headline news is this morning. Is Rishi's £21 billion splurge. Well, everybody keeps on saying, why don't you cut taxes instead? But I think he wants to be the popular chancellor for the moment and let people see a pound or two in their pocket rather than a pound or two of promise. And I suppose he's right in that in many ways. We don't very easily give up our sovereignty to anybody, and we most certainly don't give away anything first thing in the morning. So better that we don't get tempted. Right, okay, Ben Sound, Jazzy Frenchy. That's sort of nice and lively, isn't it, to get us going? And get us going, we must, because it is a day in which a whole bundle of stuff has been given away by the government. And why not? He says, except somebody's going to pay it back eventually. Is much I see is going to be they're going to pay it by raising the national debt, in other words, borrowing. So the I newspaper says every home to get a £400 cut in energy bills. So eventually this winter, one day, somebody will pop up in your inbox and it'll say, please present this letter or whatever it does. And you find that you actually got £400 to pay less than you did have. Uh, the Daily Express, which tends to be the government newspaper at the moment, Rishi's £1,200 boost for 8 million. And it appears that, oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. That 8 million households will get £1,200 that have a house. Well, that's not a bad number. I suppose how many households are there in Britain? 30 million, 40 million. I think that a lot of the figures are sourced by how many school children we have, etc., etc. So you have to be very careful about who's cut what and who's giving out what and where's it all coming from in the long run. Anyway, everybody will be pleased to know that a direct action thing is Rishi Sunak is going to put out an average of £1,200 boost for 8 million people. And 8 million people are going to benefit. And that's not bad. I must confess is I do worry about money directed to people's pockets. I mean, even I, purer than the driven snow, have attempted when I've got money to spend it on things that I've always said I wanted, rather than the problems of the present. And if I find that we're in the situation where um, we don't care anymore very much. Is if we spend this money now, the government will provide. It's become really like Auntie May. Hey, Auntie May it is. Yeah. Okay. Um, back to the headlines. Well, these things shut themselves off. They shut themselves off, don't they? Right. The Daily Express. Rishi's £1,200 boost for 8 million people. The Daily Telegraph is Tories. Tories are now the party of big spending, says Sunak. Wow. Well, what a difference a lifetime makes. Indeed they are. And who's going to benefit? The funny thing is, I always seem to be the one that doesn't. It's don't ask me why. I seem to be like Joe Bluth in the Broadway uh, musical Little Abner. And well, anyway, why did I start to tell you that? I'll come back to it. The Big Telegraph. Basically the two lead blokes assigned to us, for instance, they want to get on with doing their thing and not supporting not necessarily, but implementing the government situation. Hey, Daily Mail, Rishi's 21 billion splurge. But when will Tories get back to just cutting tax? Which has always been the favourite conservative way of making sure that people get what they want by having their tax cut. In other words, you spend the money where you want, and that's it, mate. Well, I was expecting a cocktail any moment from whoever it was that came in and tickled the back of my neck, but I guess I haven't quite got one. Um, is Oh, what the heck? The Times. Tories are split on tax and spending bonanza. There are many stories that are very leery about handing out cash like this. It is not a conservative thing to do, they say. And whether, in fact, they should do it this way or not is debatable, I suppose, in the House of Commons. So when we've been saying that they haven't been getting on with things, I suppose they have to some extent. Um, the Metro is Rishi to the rescue at last, and that's the Metro. I would imagine with a complicated passage like this that he's very, very prone to doing what his colleagues say he should do. So the Prime Minister is, what's the phrase, between a rock and a hard place. Uh, the Daily Mirror, about time, Rishi, and there's a digital card, I suppose that's the right word, to let people know that stuff is being done about the music. The Guardian, Sumac unveils a $15 billion package of support after a windfall of tax, a windfall tax in Utah. The Tories were way against legislation and spending it in the local taverns and the shops and so on and so forth. Was the idea to try and kickstart the economy that way? Well, it's not really having much of a time, except to say that a lot of people, half decent people, who had very, very bad landmark, as Stephen Catlin, the mayor of the recently passed code. Let's see if this cost cutting is going to be philosophically good for us on the basis that we really needed the blow, needed the lift, and forget the economic playouts. That can be dealt with at any time. It's 7:47 in the town of Lewes, which is in East Sussex. It is very, very quiet. It's eerily so. We probably seen the last of that today. The breeze is gentle. All in all, a very, very nice summer's day. Whether, in fact, anything will happen as a result of us having a little niggle at these people, that some compromise will be made on the sort of things which they anticipate we want, should be capable of coming. Let's see. Breeze with telecast. that. That breeze by telecasted. And very nice. It puts you off to sleep, and suddenly you have to go back on the air. And you haven't had much time to think about it, except that it's Friday, and nobody seems to want to go back to work again today. But the world doesn't stop, you know. The world does not stop just because we get it right. Where it does stop is where somebody that you've interviewed or know somebody that you've had on the show or whatever is blah 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 blah. It is Friday and time, plenty of time for nonsense. Okay, thank you. We now go back. Let's take a look at um, what's going on in the world. And there are a couple of things that caught my eye this morning. And one is that the MPs are being urged to act now to protect freedom of the press. Now, governments and media have, well, they sometimes have their cozy little deals, but most of them came in or were born here, so that they're citizens. But one of the things that anybody has got to worry about is how far can these finite islands take new recruits, as it were. So I think that a lot of that is going to come into review, particularly as we report. And remember what I said: report that the how silly. I want a word and it won't pop into my mind. Uh, anyway, what we're trying to say is that we hope that our new supercharged Tory leader will actually deliver the goods and not just let everybody know what she's doing, and that we find out in 2 months' time or 3 months' time or whatever. Right, it is. What time have we got now? 7:52. We've got 7:52, and I'll, I'll just grab the paper if you don't mind, and I'll take a look and let's see. The Financial Times. It says right. The men from the energy groups are angered by the windfall tax. They want to keep the money. Their argument is that we need to keep this money to develop our industries and to keep people going, and to hell with sort of finding suddenly that we got a microphone overhead and a beating heart as we ask some pretty dogmatic people about it. Now, the Daily Star. You sometimes have to see the Star to appreciate its headlines. What it says is the world nor three, and the present Jeremy Clarkson has marked increased frenzied excitement in Russia, where the state-controlled television has claimed that Britons have resorted to cannibalism due to the war well now, well done the staff for picking that up. Is the Russians think that we are always bumping one another off and eating each other, and it says that is the weakness in our underbelly. Not a bit of it, not one little bit of it. Let's see if we can get back the Sun. Andy's Stagado. Now, the Sun is trying to stay away from the controversy, and has watched very carefully over Max at on Neural Television and on Rouser Radio. Um, I mean, what the hell do they think that the rest of us have been struggling with? Because we've supported a number of initiatives, and we think that some of these may get through. That's a kind of a party. I know this one's good. Well, you're walking with very exalted company this morning, I'll tell you. Is I'm ready to take on the world and get cracking and try and see you lot in to a half decent day. God is doing his bit. We've got 20 degree uh, forecast with low trades. Low trades. This early shift is really quite something. It is. Ah, well, never mind, never mind. Right. That last piece was kind of a party with the many vandals. A little serious stuff, I suppose, that we need to face the fact that uh, we uh, we are the lucky ones. We may sound as if we are in the lead in our dealings with government or with people or whatever. The Sun is Andy's stag do. There were some clashes that several people were killed in a fight out, if you want to call it that, in Newcastle in the UK. Sandy's Andy stag down, much the same. So we're having a fair old run of good weather, good news, and all in all, we really should try very hard to make things as comfortable as we can while we're here. Ah, yes. Play it again, Sam. I don't play the same thing. That's and the girls are working on it as hard as they can. They've seen the look in my eyes being deprived of a decent pint at lunchtime. Right, okay. Where are we? Yes, do pop in. I mean, we're open house at the. Oh dear. God only knows what I've done, but I've done something. So yeah, well, you're hearing me, and you're hearing some sort of output. It's like having a bed. Ah, we got it back at long last. There we go. Well, here we are back again, anticipating a day of 20 degrees. Very balmy day out there. Looking out onto the high street, it seems as if there's for this time of the morning, when it's fairly quiet, it's getting obscene. There are more people going to work and getting act together than you can shake a stick at. So everything must have a purpose, I suppose. Right, well, that is Young Love is by the Young Logos, and very proud to and pleased to have them on our show as well. But we're getting there. We are most certainly getting there. Okay. Now, traveling from Lewis to Eastbourne isn't the easiest thing, but if you happen to just catch it right, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, it's 6 minutes past 8 o'clock. You're listening to Rouser Radio in Lewis. Rouser being the special name given to uh, the men, the person who thought freely and had a nice little idea of um, hammering away at the day in as pleasant possible as possible. A hot shot. And listening to that and having the comment at the end makes me think that we should actually return to some serious business. The what should we say? The de facto leader at the moment is not Boris, but it's Fagan, and we're in for a rough ride still, but at least people are trying to do things, trying to show what they may or may not do, what their scene is that we're setting. Um, that's us. Uh, so I was talking to you about headlines. Uh, Andy Carroll with a woman after a day of partying in Dubai, weeks before his wedding. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's one of those did he or didn't he stories. But Taylor Janey or Jane Wolfe, whose pictures has possibly were given Willis, who is partner after the media says that we got it. So Andy's having a squash one. Which was it? It's, uh, Andy's Stangadoo. Yes, well, we finished our music, I think, haven't we? And the time is 9 minutes past 8. Um, and a very nice day out there. The One of the inside stories is Kevin Spacey is to be charged with 4 sex attacks in the UK. Now, I don't normally get involved in those sort of rape and mistrials and so on and so forth. It's not the nature of this um, enterprise, shall we say. And anyway, what business is it of yours or ours to glory and wallow in something that obviously is very distasteful? Kevin Spacey is. I like his films. I like him as an actor, actually. They are. Why go and blot your copybook when you don't have to? You don't have to. Right. All right. It's what is it? It's 10 minutes past 8. Not much longer to go with just our little wide wakener, if you like. I think this one, as I recall, is a bit boring. But we'll try it in 5 Straight Rows by Minnie Vandals. I'm not a poker player. I'm not a poker player, so I wouldn't understand the nuances of this piece. For those people who are playing crib or whatever for money, they certainly don't seem to have a very happy smile on their face. I assume that was a long ending obstacle. Uh, yeah, well, it's pretty good, but I think too much of a good thing makes Jack a dull boy and all the rest of the okay, I'm just looking at the headlines again. It's very disappointing the way they lay out this thing, but still, there we are. So, I'm sure that a lot of fuss and laughter and giggles will take place over the production of, um, uh, well, we can't give it, just by BBC News staff. So there's nobody specifically on this case from the BBC, it would appear. And so we have to watch and see. I don't think there's much else. Okay, if I seem to be rambling a little bit, it's because I'm rambling a little bit. It is Friday, the 27th of May. I had to think about that for a minute. And the year is 2022. Not a very auspicious year, I assure you. It has had its huge problems today, and its venue. I suppose it's not totally fair to say that it's online, but generally speaking, it's the number of people that will go into some other people's houses today is getting less and less and less. As social media says, oh well, let's do it in your terms, then they won't want to come in. And it's very nice to be able to say, I don't want to come in uh, and mean it. And there's no blame attached to you, darling, at all. On the contrary, thank God you were here to keep things going the way that they are. Uh, some of the institutions we've had to go at, like the police, have found auto playlists. I think that means that it's like it goes in a stream, one after another, without listening to idiots, my child. Right, okay. Let's just see if. Yes, well, once again, the gasps are fulfilling things. And we have to wait for automaton. Our young politicians who seem always to get us longer and longer. Not a bit of it. Not a bit of it. Okay. I think that we will kind of play another. We play that. As you fade away. Yeah, right. I'm feeling that way. So,
Goes up in my brain, all of a sudden I don't
I
look
forgot
at
to.
anything the same way. Got a build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away.
Like nothing I felt, my mind overwhelmed. I think that I'm broken, but I hope you can't help. I know I'm not perfect, but some days I feel far more worthless. Baby, you make me feel nervous. If I still have you, I have purpose. It's all worth it.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
Technology is getting away from me again this morning. And I must say that I'm feeling a little desultory. Not my usual buoyant self to go out and take on the weekend. But it's 8:20. You've got a nice day out there. Get out and enjoy it. We'll be back with Mirador Television in approximately 10-15 minutes' time. Thank you for joining us. I hope that we didn't embarrass you too much with our time spent nattering about being able to hear and so on. You're quite right. Okay, that's it. He says. So what we need to do now is to do that and to do that. Because suddenly everything comes to a screeching halt, and we have no idea whether you can hear us or can't hear us or whatever. But let's just say that the crew members who support um, the government, particularly since he can't give a fig, the Prime Minister can't give a fig. They can actually snuck in on and our program's slow, and you'll probably get some vague idea what we're talking about. We've got to go. It's 8:22. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you for being with us. This has been a really experimental time slot. Got a lot of work to do on it, but at least you were there for us, and we appreciate it. Sir Betsy, have no idea. No, not whatsoever of what I've done now. Uh, let's try it again. Sorry about this, but I haven't even had my coffee yet. Toodaloo.